Work harder? No. Work smarter? Still no. Naval Ravikant says the secret to wealth in 2026 is building leverage while you sleep. Today, we're decoding the formula for specific knowledge and infinite wealth. This summary synthesizes the core philosophies of Jonathan Haidt's The Anxious Generation with the mental toughness principles of Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, framed through the lens of Naval Ravikant's Modern Wealth Creation Playbook for 2026. It is a guide to reclaiming your mind and building a fortune in an age of distraction. Part 1. The Diagnosis, the Anxious Generation and the Theft of the Human Mind. Jonathan Haidt's research paints a stark picture of the modern mental landscape. He diagnoses a massive rewiring of human consciousness, shifting us from a physical, resilient, play-based childhood to a fragile, comparison-driven, phone-based existence. This is the foundational problem that prevents mastery, a mind under constant algorithmic assault. The Great Rewiring. The sudden immersion of an entire generation into a social media-driven reality has fractured attention spans and destroyed the capacity for deep, uninterrupted thought. This is the antithesis of the focused, disciplined mind required for wealth creation or Navy SEAL training. The 4 foundational harms. Haidt identifies the core damages of this new digital environment. Social deprivation. Real-world connection is replaced with weak, performative online ties. Sleep deprivation. The endless scroll destroys the body's ability to recover and consolidate memory, a prerequisite for learning and sound judgment. Attention fragmentation. The ability to focus, the very engine of mastery, is shattered into a million pieces. Addiction. The dopamine-driven feedback loops of apps create dependency, robbing individuals of agency. This diagnosis is critical. Before you can master your mind like a Navy SEAL or build wealth like Naval Ravikant, you must understand the forces actively working to dismantle your cognitive fortress. You cannot build leverage if you have no mental foundation to stand on. Part 2. The Antidote, the Navy SEAL Way. Mental fortitude. To combat the fragility highlighted by Haidt, we adopt the relentless mindset of David Goggins from Can't Hurt Me. This is about building a mind so tough that external circumstances and internal noise become irrelevant. This is the foundational layer upon which wealth is built. The 40% rule. When your mind tells you it's done, you are only at 40% of your actual capacity. This directly counters the instant gratification culture. You must push past perceived limits to achieve anything of value. The accountability mirror. Stop lying to yourself. Face the person in the mirror daily and confront your weaknesses, your lack of effort, and your excuses. Haidt's Anxious Generation is full of externalizers who blame the world. The SEAL way is to take 100% radical accountability. Callousing the mind. Just as a SEAL calluses his hands through hard work, he must callous his mind through exposure to discomfort. This means rejecting the soft, easy path of digital distraction. It means choosing deep work over shallow scrolling. It means choosing discipline to say no to the noise so you can say yes to the signal. Taking the soul's dark night. This is the journey inward. By facing your own pain, fears, and insecurities, often amplified by the anxious digital world, you emerge with an unshakable sense of self. This is the ultimate competitive advantage in a world full of fragile minds. Part 3. The Execution. Decoding Naval Ravikant's 2026 Wealth Formula. With a mind that is both aware of the traps, Haidt, and steeled against them, Goggins, you are finally ready to deploy the wealth creation strategies of Naval Ravikant. In 2026, the game is not about working harder, but about building leverage. 1. Seek wealth, not money or status. Naval makes a critical distinction. Money is how we transfer wealth. Status is a zero-sum game played by fragile egos. Wealth is the asset that works for you while you sleep. It is the ultimate freedom from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle that keeps most people trapped in a state of low-grade anxiety. Your goal is to own things, businesses, IP, code, media that generate value even when you are not present. 2. Acquire specific knowledge. This is your unfair advantage. Specific knowledge is knowledge you cannot be trained for. It is found at the intersection of genuine curiosity, innate talent, and unique life experience. It often feels like play to you, but looks like work to others. It cannot be outsourced or automated. How to find it? Look to your past. What were you doing as a kid before anyone told you what to do? What comes naturally to you that is hard for others? Ask your longtime friends and family. They see your patterns. In a world of generic, anxious clones, your specific knowledge is your only safe harbor. 3. Play long-term games with long-term people. Compounding is not just for interest. It applies to trust, reputation, and relationships. In a short-term, dopamine-addicted world, the anxious generation mindset, playing the long game is a massive edge. Trust as leverage. When you build a reputation for integrity over decades, people want to work with you. This trust makes negotiations simple and deals more fruitful. It creates a network that pays compounding dividends. 4. The Ladder of Leverage, the 2026 Playbook. Leverage is the force multiplier for your work. It is how you escape the time for money trap. Naval Ravikant outlines a hierarchy. Level 0, labor, having people work for you. It's the oldest form, but it's messy, requires permission, and is difficult to manage. Level 1, capital, using money to make money. This is powerful, but you need to have the capital or the trust to start. Level 2, permissionless leverage, code and media. This is the great equalizer of the 21st century. Code and media are robots that work for you while you sleep. Code, you create software once and it runs infinitely with zero marginal cost of replication. Media, you create a book, a podcast, or a YouTube video once, and it can continue to attract and influence people for years. Level 3, the 2026 frontier, AI, robots, and agents. Ravikant notes that the leverage is now increasing through AI. We are entering an era where a single, highly leveraged individual can build a billion-dollar company, as was already the case with Minecraft and Bitcoin. The smart and leveraged are getting exponentially richer, leaving the distracted and anxious far behind. 5. Judgment and decision-making. Leverage is a multiplier. If your direction is wrong, leverage will just make you fail faster. Therefore, judgment, the ability to make correct decisions, is your most important skill. It is built by reading deeply, studying mental models, microeconomics, psychology, and game theory, and giving yourself the time and space to think. A mind fractured by anxiety, height, cannot exercise good judgment. Part 4. The synthesis. Productizing yourself. Naval Ravikant's ultimate advice is to productize yourself. Yourself represents your specific knowledge, your authenticity, and your unique perspective. It is the unanxious, steeled mind you have built by understanding Haidt's traps and applying Goggins' discipline. It is accountability, having the guts to stand behind your own name and ideas. Productize means you take that unique self and apply leverage to it. You create a product, a book, a codebase, a service that can scale and serve others without a direct exchange of your time. The formula for 2026 is clear. Fortify your mind against the digital chaos, the anxious generation. Build unbreakable discipline and radical accountability, the Navy SEAL way. Identify your specific knowledge and use permissionless leverage to scale it. The result is not just wealth, but freedom. Freedom from the paycheck, freedom from the algorithm, and the freedom to live a life of purpose and mastery. As Naval says, everybody can be wealthy. It's really just a question of education. And that education starts with mastering the one thing you truly own, your mind.